What's going on, guys? CB Bricks coming at you. I apologize. I actually forgot to put this in before the video, so forgive me for two intros, but here I just wanted to make an announcement before the video started that a couple weeks ago we hit 100 subscribers on Twitter, or no, 100 followers on Twitter, which is really helpful to me. And actually right now we're sitting at about 120, I think. And it's really, I really appreciate all you guys just, supporting me. And I also have an Instagram and a Facebook, but this is definitely outshining those. And it's really helping me grow as a YouTuber as well. So, now, let's get into the actual video. What's going on, guys? CB Bricks coming at you with another LEGO Star Wars MOC showcase. Today we're going to be taking a look at my latest MOC, and it is a representation of the destruction of the first Death Star. This MOC, right off the bat, is about 10 inches wide, 10 inches long, and about 2.5 to 3 inches high. So, without further ado, let's get right into the review. So right off the bat, you can see that this MOC is based on the destruction of the first Death Star in Episode 4, or A New Hope, the first Star Wars that ever came out. And basically what happened is that you had these canal structures in the Death Star where Luke Skywalker and a bunch of other of his buddies and X-Wings went in, and their mission was to destroy the Death Star. So they went in. They obviously had a run-in with some TIE fighters, including Darth Vader and his TIE Advanced, and some turrets as well, Death Star turrets. And their ultimate goal was to blow it up. So I tried to depict that scene as much as possible, as realistic as possible, on a 32 by 32 stud base plate. So I tried my best. So right off the bat, you can really see, I tried to make it as detailed as possible in a randomized fashion to make it look like the Death Star did. Everywhere looks good except for obviously the sides, because these wouldn't even be shown if this was the Death Star. So these are obviously not good angles to look at because they would never be shown. But you can see I have randomized tiles, grills, jumper plates, beams and printed and slopes and just randomized stuff. I'm going to take a closer look into the smaller vehicles later, but I have the same thing on this side, or it's not the same thing at all, but it's the same general idea. On the inside edges, it's not as detailed as the top, but it still looks pretty respectable in the sense that it's realistic to the movie and the Death Star in universe. Other side is very similar to its design. The actual bottom, though, is a little bit darker. It's a little bit darker shades. You can see that it's a darker gray with blacks. And what that does is it allows for sort of like how the movie depicted it, where it was a lot darker underneath, mostly because of shadow or shading. So I try to depict that. And it has the same idea with black and dark gray beams. But up here we have the actual thing where Luke shot the proton torpedoes into. So I'm gonna take a closer look at that, and it looks pretty good. You can see it's in an octagonal shape, and I have two trans blue studs to make it look like it's he shot him in, and now he's making the escape. And it's actually pretty cool how I did that. So yeah, it's just kind of brick built up, and it looks really good from this side, actually. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers up for the details, but now let's take a look into the smaller structures in the vehicles. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the smaller structures. Right here we have two little turrets, which I tried to build to kind of replicate the whole ideal scenario that was, applied in the episode 4. They're only held by a 2x2 jumper plate on a stud, so it rotates by stud friction, which it works. It's not very stable, but it works out. And I just put some lightsaber blades in the barrels to make it look like it's actually shooting. They're made pretty simply. It does have some nice movement. You can see that it goes up pretty far and down pretty far. It works out definitely. I use those curved 3x3 plates. I could have used the ones that go at a 45-degree angle, but I use this instead. It kind of adds to it a little bit better. And I have two of those, which both can spin a full 360, which work out pretty well. Over here, which is probably my, I don't know, I like these a lot, but this is pretty cool too. Let's just put that back up. We have my custom-made X-Wing. Definitely a mini. And you can see how this is the one that came in the Battle of Endor set. It's just attached onto a clip like that. You can see how this is built up pretty simply. The front is pretty basic. This little round stud is supposed to simulate R2-D2. We have some detailing. We have a sticker there. I don't know what that came in. Might have been a Space Police set or something. We have the 4 thrusters. We have all the guns. And I use lightsaber blades to get that thruster look. It looks pretty nice. And yes, the wings can open and close, but when in its closed mode, it doesn't look as good because the wings are kind of thick, to be honest. It doesn't look as good, but yeah, it's definitely a strong suit is open, so that's how I display it. And it looks pretty good if I can just get this on. And that's just, most of it is just held together by a super rolling element. I think I attached that wrong, actually. There we go. And it's in a flying out position. One thing I would like to mention pretty quickly is that this is obviously a little bit too narrow to fit an entire scene with X-Wings going through it. In fact, it can barely fit it itself. It can, but not very well. So so what I did is I went ahead and made it so where it looks like it's flying out right after it shoots the proton torpedoes into the the hole. Over here we have probably my least favorite is the TIE Advanced. And this is just attached onto one of those pieces, and it's supposed to simulate kind of tumbling through space as it flies away. I'm just going to detach this. It only attaches through a couple open studs, but you see I built that up. Pretty simple. I don't like how the back looks, but looks alright. I have the weapons there. It looks alright. Let's just attach it. Just like that. And that's pretty much it for all the small vehicles. So actually, let's get into the structure of this. Alright, now here we're going to be taking a look at the structure of the MOC and the two sides. And see right off the bat, I removed some of the coverings, and it's a rainbow basically. So we have on the inside, it's sort of hollow, but we have pillars on all the pressure points where it might not exactly hold up. So that keeps it stable. And you can see we have pillars like this, and then we just cover it up with plates afterwards, just like that. And then I also removed the wall. This side, I removed some stuff on this side. And it just covers up, with some SMOC techniques. And it's pretty simple done, or it's pretty simply done, but it does work out. So you can see that it's just put together like that, and pretty sure this one this way. So yeah, it's pretty simple, but it's really effective. And since we're at this already, I removed all the extra stuff. You can really see how I put it all together, and I was going to talk about the structure of this a little bit. I'm going to remove this, and basically this is the for or the driving thing. I use some slope elements, some snot, and it basically lines up perfectly with this, and it works out well. That's pretty much it for the structure. So overall, I'm extremely happy with the outcome of this MOC. The overall aesthetic to it looks really good. It looks fairly realistic, and favorite parts definitely these turrets, the X-wing, and this shape I got out of that. It looks pretty good. I am really happy with this. So I think that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for watching, and leave a like and subscribe.